be a receiver and a running back. I was a running back and a receiver my whole 8th grade year, and I didn't want to play defensive end at all. And everybody here, they told me that that's what I was going to play, and I didn't believe it. And I was just like, you know what? I'm playing receiver in high school. I'm being running back, tight end. I'm playing something in the offense. When I got to high school, my coach was like, "Damn, you can catch that rock. You can play D-line for me though." And so I cried. I wanted to transfer, but I trusted the process, and I stayed at Centennial, and I did the best I can at it. And I'm here right now. Once again, I'm blessed.
My mission is to help athletes allow their minds to work for them rather than against them. There's way too much that goes on in this world that leads to us being distracted, that creates doubt, worry, fear. I help those overcome these worries, overcome these doubts. You have the power in you, you have the tools in you right here, right now to get it done. You may just need some guidance, and I like to think of myself as a facilitator. Okay, I can provide you with those tools and those skills that you need to excel in not only sport, but in life.
Hey, also, it's not every day you get the opportunity to sit here and get to bear witness to someone as extraordinary and accomplished as Korey Foreman. It's crazy how, 17?
Amazing.
18 years. A lot of y'all here close to that 18 may seem far for some of y'all, but it's coming quick, right? So a lot can change from now until the time you're 18, from 18 to 21. Big gap, big milestones, okay? So that's why you gotta take time, don't take it for granted, but utilize it, take advantage of this opportunity, all right? Without further ado, Mr. Korey Foreman, thank you for joining us here today, man. Thank you for being here. Of course, man, you attended Winter Circle 2016, 2017. Right, a lot has changed here since then, man. A lot has changed, but I'm just curious, right off the bat, what are some memories that you had, like when you walked the campus? Like, what kind of comes to mind? What sparks in your mind?
Well, now it's a lot different now. Y'all got a lot of different utilities and different things you guys can use here. So you guys are blessed. I would say, for me being the first generation, we didn't really have too much. It was like, all right, we're gonna work out and do some schoolwork. And that's what it was. And now you guys get to, come over here, get some recovery. We was feeding for recovery back when I was back here. But other than that, it's been crazy. Y'all are really blessed to see what we had came from the first generation, and just be able to sit back and work out and go through the process and go to high school and everything else, and then come back and sit right here. I wasn't able to sit here when I was back when I was here. This was a whole nother building. So once again, you guys are really blessed. So all I can say is just keep using this to the best ability.
Yeah, there's a difference between like having the resources and like being resourceful. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of resources here, but I think a lot of times we just kind of, I don't know if take it for granted is the proper phrase or term, but like it just seems so accessible that it's like I can do that another time, but like actually taking that step towards accomplishing something, or like let me utilize this to kind of level up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you're hearing it firsthand here. We have a pretty large 8th grade class this year. You know what I mean? We have a pretty large 8th grade class, and so they'll be taking that next step into high school, next few months or so. Can you talk to us about your transition from being a prep student to high school? Like, what was that transition like for you?
Well, when I was here, I was like, like how everybody would say, I wasn't really focused as much as I am now, but I was like, I liked having fun. I came here and worked out, and I was with my guys, along with everybody else that was here, trainers here and there, and it's a blessing, and for me to be able to sit right here and be able to talk to you guys about how to make it the right way, and just other things like that, it's also a blessing as well. Maturity. It helped me with my maturity, and it's helped me with schooling. Some of you guys here may not be taking school serious. I promise you, when you get to high school, it's going to be different. It's going to click. It's going to have to, because at that point, you're going to want to perform on the field, and the coach is not going to let y'all play. He's not going to let y'all play if you got D's and F's or C's or whatever it is. Certain high schools are not even going to let y'all play with a C-. It's going to be crazy, but so the biggest thing was maturity. It helped me just go to the next level, go to high school, dealing with my teachers and everybody else y'all deal with today on a day-to-day basis. Like how y'all talk to y'all friends, like hey, so y'all hanging out at your school. When y'all get to the next level, it's y'all working out. I'm trying to start on Friday. I'm starting to tell you right now, even the females, y'all volleyball, softball, like whatever you guys get into the mix of, y'all gonna want to play. Y'all gonna want to be on the field. So y'all gonna have to do what you guys can do for right now to separate and benefit yourself for the next 10 years or whatever you guys have coming up, because the next person is already doing it. You guys are blessed, and I didn't have what y'all have right now. So you guys even have many more steps ahead than anybody had back then. So you guys already are like, oh my gosh, you guys should make this happen. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I like the word you use, separate, because a big mindset that I kind of give to my class and my students is like, this is separation season.
Exactly.
Like, we're trying to separate from the rest of the classes. We're trying to separate from the rest of the athletes. Like, let's get that gap spread. You know what I mean? You also touched on your focus and how you didn't necessarily have maybe like the top end focus or the focus you have now back then. So throughout high school, you developed mentally, physically.
I did.
Right? What was that process like for you? How did that come about? How did you develop in such a way?
So during high school, y'all are gonna experience what y'all want to do. Going into college, you guys are gonna figure out what you want to do with your lives, and so your resume starts in high school, I would feel, because without the grades, without everything else, you're not gonna be able to make it to the next level, regardless of who you are and what it is. So the transitioning, to get to the next level, you gotta just keep staying on top. So I'd say my development standpoint in high school was just me finding myself and what I wanted to do. I wanted to be the best player there was in high school football. I want to make it to the NFL, and I promise you I'm going to do the best that I can to get there. Just as y'all have many dreams and many goals, as if y'all wake up every single day and push yourself to it, there's no way y'all can't make it. It's what y'all do and what y'all put into your day-to-day crafts. I'm telling y'all, everybody want to have fun. I have fun. It is what it is at the end of the day, but there's a time and place for it. So if you're here to work. You're not here to play around, my bad. You're not here to play around on a day-to-day basis. Like, it's cool to, talk crap here and there, or, shoot a joke. It is what it is. But at the same time, when y'all walk through these doors, it's about the weights. It's about what's gonna make you better the next day or the next hour, or what's gonna separate you from the next person next to you. You always want to try and outlift the next person, because that person's gonna want to try and outlift you. It's what makes you better at the end of the day. Because if you're pushing, the next person gonna push, and the next person gonna push, because that person must be better than you. It's all about how you elevate. It's separation. That's it.
Now I want to switch gears a little bit here, because I know you made a lot of people in LA and Southern California happy with your decision to go to USC. I know there's a lot of people smiling here right now. You wearing them colors, nice. I see you. But I want to talk to you about like that recruitment process, because I saw all the top schools were coming after you, man. Like, they were welcoming you in, trying to make their pitch and everything like that. But ultimately, you did decide to go to USC. What was that recruitment process like for you, man? And then what ultimately led to you going to USC?
So for my football guys in here, I would say, and everybody else who wants to be recruited, the best you can do right now, I would say, for the process to get to where I have gone and even more. Once again, just keep working, and you got to do the best you can to separate yourself in the classroom, and do the best you can to just make yourself that much better the next day. And the recruitment process, going into it, everybody wants offers. I wanted offers early, and it is what it is. I tried to do what I can. I didn't know how they come or what it was that was going to make them spark. But I stepped back and I was like, you know what? It is what it is. They'll come when they come. If offers if football's for me, then it'll be for me, and if it's not, then I'll find something else. So when I'm sitting here working day in and day out, I'm working in Winter Circle, and then out of nowhere, the head coach from Sam Houston walks in the building. Hey, what's your name? Korey Foreman. Korey Foreman, I like the way you look. Show me how you move. I showed him. We're doing a few drills, and bam, I got my first offer from Sam Houston. The following week came USC. The week after that came Oregon. It was like a dream come true to me, but at the same time, it was when I had separated and in my mindset, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna stop trying to search for these schools, and if they really want me, and this is what I want, I'm gonna pray to God, and God's gonna show me. He's gonna separate me from everybody else, mentally and physically. He's gonna do the best he can to show me my goals. And along this recruitment process, you learn a lot, and there's highs and lows. But I would say stay true to yourself and listen to everybody who's trying to get there, and make sure you listen to the adults, because they've already made it there. Regardless of who it is, you got to make sure you pick up the knowledge as much as possible, because knowledge is way much more better than anything money can do. I promise. promise you. And so, yeah, I mean, along with the recruiting process, comes with coaches. I would say, just keep working. Like everybody else here tells you, the coaches, everybody they pay attention to it. So regardless if you feel like, oh man, I'm not getting looked at right now, man, there's somebody's out there watching you. I promise you, there's a little kid like, oh, who is number 55, or who is this? Who is that? Somebody else is gonna be like, oh, that's so-and-so. Oh, and then that's so-and-so, he's good, or she's good, or so-and-so after that. It's just gonna keep going on. The little things are gonna make you better. If you're doing what you're doing and you're worried about yourself, the big plays, the highlights, all that's gonna come. And then everybody else is gonna be there to be like, yo, who is that? Who just made that play? I'm telling you, it's gonna come. Just be patient with everything else, and I promise you everything else is gonna follow. Just keep working, wake up every single day with a mindset, what you wanna do. If you wanna make it to the NFL, you gotta wake up every single day. Write that down somewhere so you can look at it. If you wanna be the best volleyball player, the best softball player there was, the best baseball player, write it down somewhere, work for it. Write down the notes. Look into how you can be even better than what Tony Gonzalez or Aaron Rodgers or whoever it is. It doesn't even matter. Just see how you can uplift and see what they did wrong so you can do it right. It's the best you can to separate yourself mentally and physically. And my dad has been the best about separation and just waking up and being the best, because somebody else is going to want to be better than you. Whether you see it, whether you like it, close your eyes, that person's opening their eyes, and he's getting to work while you're closing your eyes. What you gonna do?
Dropping nuggets. It's I'm curious because like I see the way you hold yourself, how you operate, how you move. This whole mindset that you're talking about, right? Like the separation. Is this something that like it just kind of developed on its own? Is it something like you have like a mentor? You mentioned your father. Is it something like how did that get ingrained in to be like, hey, I just got to worry about me and the rest will kind of line how it's supposed to be?
Listening. To be honest, just listening to everybody else who's around me. I was a little knucklehead, I'm not gonna lie. I like having fun, like I said. I was a little knucklehead. I was not really worried about school when I was here. It is what it is. But when I got to high school, I had got flashbacks from like, hey, things gonna change when you get to high school. Like little conversations with this man right here, or even with Jordan, or even with anybody you guys have along with this training facility, or anything like that. You're gonna remember it. I promise you. You're gonna come to a time in your life and you'll be like, oh, man, he told me this is gonna happen and it did happen, or she told me this is gonna happen and it happened. You gotta do the best you can and just, stay focused and do the best you can and just, once again, just separate yourself. Keep separating yourself from the next person.
That's awesome. I have this last question here for you, and it's not even more about like football, more about character, because I can't lie to you. I was watching your signing event, right? We had our high school tournament going on. I was over there, but I saw the video on YouTube of you at the sign day. It was cool because you and your family had all the hats out, and you were on the performance side. And it was like, okay, this is awesome, right? And the whole time I'm watching you, Korey, I never got the sense of like you're someone who's entitled. Like I heard like the gratitude, the appreciation for the opportunity, and all the sacrifice that you put in, and like all this is a result of that, right? So I'm curious, just like speaking on your character, where did that come from? Is that passed down from the family? Is that just like your own experiences? Where did that place come from?
I guess it's just built to me over time. Once again, I just listen to everybody else you can listen to. Watch the motivational speeches, watch the podcast, do everything you can to pick up words, knowledge, information, because it's going to help you go into the next conversation with that much more knowledge, that much better words to use, or just other things to look into, or something else to talk about. It's just other things you gotta take part in, other things you do along the day. It's just you gotta do the best you can to separate yourself. I'm just keep saying that, because if you don't separate yourself and you stay exactly how you are, the next person is gonna be mediocre just like you. Why does she need to separate herself? Why does she need to separate herself? Why does he need to separate herself? If they don't see anybody else needs to be better, then what does it matter? Be the different, be the change, separate yourself from the next.
You can't expect to get noticed by fitting in.
Exactly.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Before I let you go, I'm curious if you have any words for us here, or any of the SC fans watching. Any words for them?
I didn't answer the question as to why I had picked SC. So along the recruiting process, when I was a freshman, I had told my mom and pops that going away from college wouldn't be a problem for me. I'm gonna do the best I can to see what's gonna separate me, and do the best I can that's gonna uplift me and my family in the long run. And I wanted to be a communicator. I wanted to do the best I can to help you guys and the next generation and help you guys get to where I am, and if not better, and if not even more. The roads I took, the bumps and the bruises that I took, I want y'all to not even have to do that. And it's the little things that I'm here, sitting here right here, so you guys won't have to. So, you know, it's just, I picked SC because I feel like it's what's best for me. And at the end of the day, when I want to communicate, SC had the #1 communication school as well as business. And what I want to do after football, because once again, football is not for long. Y'all got to remember that right now. I've been through so many injuries already, and it's just, you got to be able to, when I didn't think that was a possibility, and then God wakes me up every single time when I wake up feeling a little bruise or a little cut, like, oh dang, I'm not even in the league yet, and this is already hurting. So it's the little things you got to take part in. It's not going to last for a long time. You got to already look at your plan B, or else that plan A is just going to be as shorter as it looks, or it may sound. So yeah, once again, I picked SC because it's going to benefit me and my family for the long run, and I'm going to do the best I can to communicate and pass down the torch to the next generation possible. Make sure y'all have the best knowledge I can give to y'all, and you know, just I try and uplift, and that's all I can do.
You know, as Korey keeps talking about here, knowledge is power, right? But the application of knowledge is even more powerful. We can sit up here and talk all day long. Korey can give you all the tools that you need, but it's what are you going to do with those tools? What are you going to do with that knowledge? Right? Don't make the same mistakes. Separate yourself. Right? And you can be right up here. Right? All of you have the potential. Korey was here 4 years ago. And it was nothing like this. You know what I mean?
Korey, you okay to take some questions from the...
Yeah, of course, of course.
If anyone has any questions, yeah.
Sure. You know, it was honestly crazy to me because when I had, once again, woke up that day, that whole day was just crazy to me. I didn't know where I wanted to go starting that day. I was just praying. I had got some signs that I felt from God, but I was like, okay, well, it was between Clemson and SC when it was all said and down to it, and those were the last final minutes of what I was about to do. And me and my family, we were just like, okay, so what's really going to help us and what's going to help me in the long run, separate from my mom and dad and everybody else. I had to figure that out, but yeah, I mean, when I had wrote my name on that paper, it was like a sign of relief because it was everything I had worked for and everything I had planned on becoming and reaching, and I'm still not done yet. I still got way more to do, and yeah, I mean, I hope y'all, you know, take pain or take away and paying attention and just watching this journey because it's gonna be fun. But yeah, once again, it was nice. It was a blessing, and I can't wait to participate and, you know, walk down that tunnel and fight on. Now it's K4 is for mankind, so it's you know, I'm not done with the brand and I'm not done with other things like that. So I'm trying to do the best I can as a family and my mom and dad and in-house conversations and you know, or other people here. We're trying to go through different names and, you know, different sayings we can go along with the brand, but I want to make it, you know, to where everybody else can use it, man and women. So I'm gonna do the best I can to make sure it's like a motivational brand and something everybody else wants to wear, not just something that you see on the street here and there. But yeah, I'm trying to do the best I can. Once again, generate the best knowledge and pass down the torch. And if I can do it through branding, then let's do it. Questions? Yo. My first time at Winter Circle, I did not want to get held back at all. I didn't want to get held back. I thought it was the worst decision my parents have ever made for me, and I hated it. I'm not gonna lie. But afterwards, it was the best decision I have ever made, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Once again, you guys have so much at your discretion. It's a blessing to me, and I'm so grateful to just be here and being able to work out and just being able to see you guys participate in what you have. I took it for granted. I would say the first couple of months, and then I had, you know, it clicked in my head why I was there. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, I hated it, and it was, I don't know if you guys have went through it, but I didn't like it, and it was, you know, it was something I was like, you know, my parents said, they don't know what they're doing, and then, you know, it turns out they just trust the process, like everybody else here says. If you trust the process, it's gonna work. Or you don't trust the process, and you think you can go on your own way, it's not, a lot of the times it's not going to end up the right way. But man, just trust the process, stay true. It's going to be all right.
Good question.
Right now, I feel good. You know, it's a relief right now. Yeah, that was a good question. It's a blessing to be where I'm at right now, and I'm thankful. Once again, I'm glad to be able to talk to you and everybody else that's here about how to make it there, and if not, how to make it even to where I want to go, and if I don't make it there, how to make it there. Once again, I'm blessed. I wake up every day with something I want to do, which is make it to the NFL and provide for my family. And if I can't do it by making it to the NFL, I'm going to do it by communicating. I'm going to do the best I can by coaching, other things like that. I'm trying to find my why in life, and my why, I feel, is to help uplift the next generation and keep doing the best I can to surround the people I'm with and my surroundings with knowledge, and doing the best I can to just keep giving everybody else more life. And I feel like more life is knowledge. So yeah, I mean, right now I feel amazing. I say, as I'm blessed. God woke me up today, and I can't complain. Thank you. Appreciate the question. Yo. When I go see the NFL, well, I plan on making it to the Pro Bowl my rookie year, and when I make it to the NFL, I'm going to have a good amount of money to be able to, sit back and help invest in a lot of different stocks, I would say, as well as organizations, property, and land, I would say, because God's not going to buy more of it, as my dad said. So the more property you can buy, the more people are going to want to, pay you. So, if you can do the best you can, keep trying to find ways to make money and do the best you can to keep trying to, just uplift and never stop and never settle, it's going to be all right. When I make it to the NFL, I plan on doing nothing more than, just keep being uplifted. Yeah. I played defensive end, and I didn't choose it. I wanted to be a receiver and a running back. I was a running back and a receiver my whole 8th grade year, and I didn't want to play defensive end at all. And everybody here, they told me that that's what I was going to play, and I didn't believe it. And I was just like, what? I'm playing receiver in high school. I'm being running back, tight end. I'm playing something in the offense. When I got to high school, my coach was like, "Damn, you can catch that rock. You can play D-line for me though." And so I cried. I wanted to transfer, but I trusted the process, and I stayed at Centennial, and I did the best I can at it. And I'm here right now. Once again, I'm blessed. Yeah.
What motivated you to get up in the morning to go train?
It's just my why. Me wanting to be able to separate. Once again, I'm just gonna keep having to say it, separate myself from the next person, because I know if I'm staying in bed and I know I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just play video games today. The next person's like, oh, that person's playing video games today. I want to be on the video game. I want to be that next person like, oh, okay, I want that person to pick me. Or I want that person to just wake up like, oh, she said to do that in that interview. Or he said to do that in that interview. I want to be that person to do that. So what motivated me when I woke up every day was my why. And it's just once you find your why, you're gonna already be separated. You're already gonna be separated. Making it to the NFL is one of my biggest dreams. My second biggest dream is being able to, make sure my family is straight, and my kids, and everybody else after that is straight. So if I'm doing the best I can now to separate my family 10 years from now, then that's my biggest goal, to make sure everybody else can go to sleep and make $1 million. Yep. Once again, it's just me listening. So when you get to, as you grow up, you're gonna be shown and be around a lot of different people, and it's what you pick up from those people. So even your mom and dad, or even your cousins, or even the teachers, or even everybody else around you, little things you pick up. Or when she says, "Go do the dishes," or something like, "I'll go do the trash," you're gonna think like, "Okay, that's my mom at the end of the day. I want to do this for her," or "That's my dad at the end of the day. I want to do this for him." And even with the coaches and everybody else. So I mean, I guess it's just, to me, it's over time, I would say, and something that's definitely built into you based off of what you want to do. And if you want to listen, then you're gonna be better the next day, the next conversation, If you don't want to listen, it's going to be a lot harder for you. So it's just what you do with it. To be honest, I tried a lot of sports. I played baseball, lacrosse. I did tap dancing, cricket, wrestling, taekwondo. I picked football because honestly it was just one of the ones I was just a little bit better at. But I feel like I could have made it in baseball as well. But football, I had watched Troy Polamalu's highlight tape, and Troy Polamalu's been the one who's been like making me want to be that guy on the football field. And I was swinging the bat, hitting home runs left and right. I was scoring goals in soccer. I was taking people down in wrestling. But once I had watched Troy Polamalu's tape, just the way he just impacted the field and his change, and he was not the biggest player, and everybody knew where he was and just how he was. He was one of the smallest players in the NFL, and it's just how he separated himself from everybody else, knowing that he wasn't and didn't have everybody else's height. He still was that guy. That's what made me want to play football, because I felt like regardless of how tall I was going to be, I didn't know what I was going to be or how I was going to be. I knew what I wanted to do, which is to see his separation and his goals and what he wanted to do in life. He reached it. That's what I wanted to do. It's a lot hard. I'm not going to say it's just really hard, but when you figure out what you want to do, and it's little things that you have to do. So I want to make it to the next level, and school comes first before anything else. And you have to do certain things to get to the biggest part. So before you get to C, you got to knock out A and B. And before you get to Z, you got to knock out X, Y, and everything else comes with that. And I would just say you got to do the best you can to put your focus and put everything down on the table. Priorities come first, and everything else will follow. I found my why. That's a good question. To be honest, it's just praying. I wanted to know my purpose in life, and I just wanted to get a lot closer. My relationship with God, and He helped me see my ways, and He showed me some signs along the way. And I didn't know what my why was for the longest. So I just, day in and day out, I woke up and I did what He wanted me to do, which was help uplift everything else. And it's come to find out, I sat down and I just, had a conversation. I was just like, wait a minute, is this my why? And that's where it was. And I had figured it from there. And it's not. I would say it's not really. Yeah, some people it may be hard to find your why, but that's okay. You got to do what you can right now to keep going, keep striving to be the best you can, and then it'll come. Keep doing the best you can to, once again, separate yourself from the next generation. Keep doing the best you can to make sure that the next person knows you're trying to outbeat them, and your why will come along. And if you talk to who you want to talk to everybody else that's trying to talk to you. The knowledge will come. You need to pick up as much knowledge as possible, because at the end of the day, once again, knowledge is way more valuable than anything money can ever buy. I'll say my parents, because sadly in the world we live in today, not everybody is blessed to be in the same household as their parents, and I take it as a blessing, and I'm grateful for it. And the best you can do right now is to keep waking up day in and day out and being, once again, the best you can, because the people around you is what really matters at the end of the day, and the knowledge you pick up from who you pick it up to, at the end of the day, that matters as well. And if you pick up the right knowledge, you're going to want to keep going back for some more. And I want to go back for some more all the time for Mama Pops. And so I feel like I admire my Mama Pops and trust my Mama Pops, as well as God. God first, of course. But right now, I look at it and I wake up every single day looking at my Mama Pops. And so that's my biggest blessing. I definitely had to sacrifice time and my friends. I lost a lot of friends along this process. Circle's been so big, and then I probably got like 3 friends now that I can really wake up and call every day, and I don't answer. And I don't answer because I'm who I am, not because he's an #1 player. They don't answer because of my character. So my biggest sacrifice is time consumption. It's hard. I can be able to make time for everybody, and some people get mad along the process of that. And some people will trust the process and be like, okay, he's busy. Those people are the ones you got to take along the process with you. But the ones who are like, he's not talking to me right now, or he's doing too much. Okay, those people right there, separate yourself from them, because at the end of the day, they don't really want or have your best interest. So my biggest sacrifice was my time consumption. It's hard for me to sit out and have fun with everybody else. That's why I work out, and that's my fun. I hang out with my guys in the workout facility. You had a question? Any more questions? To keep working, because at the end of the day, it's not going to kill you. You got to do the best you can to keep trying to push. And because if that last workout or that last push-up is getting hard, it's because God's trying to push you, or somebody else. Just think of it as, oh, it's somebody trying to tell you you can't do it. So if somebody's trying to tell you you can't do it, you're going to want to keep trying to show that person you can. You should keep showing the person you can. And because when you do show you can, then it's going to be like, oh, wow, you can do it. And at that point, it's not hard. That's why you start getting, that's when you get stronger over the point of, or you get stronger over the course of time due to how much you work yourself and other things like that. So the more you push yourself, how you hear it in the conversations, that's what that means. When you feel like you can't go no more, that's when you feel like that's where you can really go the most. It's what you have inside and what's in your mind that's gonna help you push through that last workout, through that last sprint. And it's down, say go. You got the last one. Everybody wants to sprint for the last one. But if you're going the best you can for all the ones, that last one is slight. That's nothing. You're sprinting, you don't even realize. Trust me, you know, what pushes you is just what's in your head and what's in your heart. If you have that power and that will, and you feel like someone's telling you you can't do something, and you feel like you can, show that person why you can. Or show that person why you can. You know, you got it. Everybody else got it, you got it. For sure. Any other questions?
Separation season, y'all. Separation season. Hey, let's give a round of applause.